Welcome to the Authentic Human Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Vickers. Similar to how military and special ops use remote viewing to access secret information, I communicate directly with universal beings to better understand creation, existence, and evolution. For the past 20 years, I've worked with thousands of people around the world, helping them gain access to the highest level information possible so they can achieve their ultimate goals. Right now, I've partnered with the creator and some of the most influential beings in existence to bring you the story of creation. My goal is to create a world where you remember who you are and why you exist. Yesterday morning, I got this email in my inbox, and it's one of the people that I follow. So I follow this woman called Marie Forleo. Okay. And she rarely sends out emails about her podcast. And she sent one out, and it was something about money. And it was about this guy who was on her show, and they were talking about it. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. I'll click on it. Right. So I sat down and I started watching it. It was one of those things where my instinct was like, go watch. It wasn't like, like my brain was like, ugh, another money thing. Ugh. But my instinct was like, go watch. Okay. And so I did. And within, 8 to 10 minutes of the conversation, okay, there was a line that this person shared. So his name is Lewis Howes. And they were both talking about their relationships with money. And I was like, we all have stuff, right? I'm a strong believer. We all have stuff. We're consistently going through our stuff in layers and layers and layers, right? Whatever. And so I was like, okay. But he said something and the energy changed and I felt it. And I was like, that's why I came here. And I didn't even really understand it. But he said, imagine you're at a party and money is a person and they just walked in the room. How do you feel? And all day, I kept trying to visualize it. Okay? Yeah, it was freaking huge. And I was like, I'm so grateful for these two humans for having this conversation. Okay? So I am mentally, it's a concept now, right? Because I've heard it with my brain and it's a concept. And so all day, it's one of those things where it just keeps coming back into my awareness and I keep flipping it around and flipping it around. And how do I feel? And how do I feel? And it wasn't really clear. It wasn't comfortable, but it wasn't clear how I felt. Day goes on, we're exhausted. We've been outside, went to bed, fell asleep right away. Just after midnight, wide awake instantly, and money is in the room. And I am 100% in this most uncomfortable experience ever. I'm watching money walk in the room at the party. It's a he. He's circling the room. It's a very strong energy. And I'm just watching and I'm waiting. And I was like, and I could feel. And all of a sudden I was like, I don't want him to get too close. He's going to take advantage of me. And then I was like, I'm watching and I'm just like, I want to be around him, but I don't want to be taken advantage of. And it was fascinating. So that was a huge belief around money that I couldn't get to during the day because I was holding that whole visual as a concept. But the moment my brain shut off, the truth could come out. See how that works? So freaking cool. So when you wake up in the middle of the night, right? And now, money's there, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I was, it was one belief after another, after another. I don't remember all of them, but I can tell you all I wanted to do was take my skin off, because in the moment that that person was able to put it, like when I was watching that video, they were able to put it in a way that allowed me to open to see more. Okay. Now, we've been talking about these like central nervous system issues with the like zapping feelings and all of that in the last few weeks. The moment I was in it in the middle of the night, I knew that all those things were preparing me for that night. They were all, it was like the buildup to seeing the truth behind the relationship with money, because we live in a physical world. Our foundation is based on money. And for anyone who thinks it's not, again, that's another concept, right? There's two parts to our story, right? There's energy and the truth of who we are. And then there's the physical side of how and what we need to do and how we need to live. What was fascinating was, as I was going through this for 3.5 hours, I was begging the universe. I was like, please just give me the opportunity to do a journey and get me out of this. It was so uncomfortable, but I couldn't get out because I had gone so deeply into the energy that the awarenesses just kept coming and it was uncomfortable. But it's exactly what I needed. But I was praying to get me out. Okay. And then finally, sometime between 3:30 and 4, I fell asleep. And I woke up, I don't know, 6:30. And Money and I were sitting on the sofa. We were hanging out beside each other. And it was friendly. It was comfortable. And I was like, oh, okay. And instantly I had all this decompression from the anxiety that I didn't even know that I've been carrying, that burden, that fear, that is this going to work? Is all these 20 years, 25 years, 30, my lifetime, right, of all this work, is it worth it? And it was like, it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. And so that story will never end, okay? Because we all carry beliefs around money, because we live in a world that has been not only based on money, but the manipulation and the corruption and the control is all based on money, right? It's keeping control of you. That's how they keep control of us, right? That's why we go to work. That is literally how you eat, how you have clothing, how you have a roof over your head, how you are sitting in front of a device right now, and you have the internet. Like, everything is money, and you have to get that money from somewhere, right? Whether you get it from an inheritance, whether you are working your butt off, money is a part of our lives. And the goal with this experience tonight is to bring an even greater awareness to your relationship with money. And I know for so long we've done all these, different fear releasing and all of this, but it's this new awareness of what actually is your relationship. So you can see the truth of that relationship and then build a relationship that, with money, that is based on love and compassion and respect and truth and purity and joy. Can you imagine? Because that's what I'm doing. And I mean, I've said for years, I love money, but I didn't really love money. I was still scared of money. I was still uncomfortable. So my relationship was not so much a lie. It wasn't what I thought it was. And that's what I want to offer. Okay. So let's just see what the best way to do this tonight is. Yeah, let's make yourselves comfy. Let's do all the comfy things. I'm going to have some tea. So it's really cool because the creator, and actually the first stream evangelics are also here. So, and it's really cool because this ties directly into what the first stream evangelics have been talking about so much with not only their shift that happened last week with the full moon, and that they're taking more of an active role, right? So that it's more about creation and raw, pure potential. So this is very much in alignment with that, but it's also very much in alignment with what the creator is sharing in the story of creation, where we're really and truly understanding our potential and our power for creation, because this is what's happening now. This is where we're meant to be. It's where we've always been meant to be, but this is what we're resurrecting, right? Is our awareness of how we participate. And as we're going through 2025, as we're going through this time in human existence where we are literally creating a new future, we are creating a new foundation for human existence. So, it's important that we all remember you are human existence. You're creating the future for you. And for you in this life, yes, for generations that will come from you, but also for you coming back. You've been here and you've done this thousands of times. This is not, new. But where do you want to come back to? Because right now, this isn't the playground that we were meant to be playing in, right? This is where we come in and we have to suffer, and we have to struggle, and we have to experience all these hardships. But we are literally in the process of restoring and resurrecting human existence the way it was originally intended. Okay. So original intention is not archaic. It's not basic. It's dynamic, and it's filled with pure potential. There are no limits. And so as we are here, we're being asked, what do you want to bring with you? How are you going to participate in creating the future for you? What do you want? What do you want to experience? And this is a fundamental part of that. Your relationship with money is a fundamental part of your future. There's a lot of people who are like, money is just not going to exist anymore. But it doesn't work that way. We have to go backwards. So money's been around for a long time. Currency, the exchange of physical currency, right? The exchange of value and abundance will forevermore be there because it's always been here since the beginning of time. And they chose to capitalize on that in the physical realm, specifically for control and manipulation, right? We know that. But it doesn't mean money itself is bad. It means the original intention of how it was used and why it was created was bad. But it doesn't mean we can't change it and make it exactly what we want to use it for and how we want to use it for our future. Because we've got to use what we're living in right now. And we are super strong, super powerful, and absolutely incredible creators. And that's what this is about. This is about you tapping into your creativity. How do you do it? You start with understanding what your current relationship is, because you cannot create abundance from a fear or scarcity-based mindset. It turns out I learned about a whole bunch of them I didn't even know I was carrying. I knew something was up because it wasn't flowing, but at the same time, I didn't realize how much trauma in that area I was carrying, right? How much it's like poison is what it feels like. There was like cuts deep, and it just when they were coming up, it was like wounds were reopening and I felt so exposed, which is what drove me to be like, please just get me out of this. But at the end of the day, you go back into it. You can't recreate these things with your mind. And that's the problem, is when we try to recreate these things with our mind, when we try to think our way through them, the awareness, the transition and the transformation to the other side, that transcendence doesn't happen because we're trying to drive it. It's when we allow the energy to speak in the way it's meant to speak. That's how we allow truth to come through. Okay? So make yourself comfy. We're going to play. Yes. And again, let yourself experience, okay? Don't need it. Don't need to get it tonight. Don't even want to get it. Just set the intention that you're going to show up and you're going to participate. And whatever happens, happens. And just let it be, okay? It's when we try and hold that we create drama and we create stress. And then, of course, once there's stress, nothing's going to shift and move, right? Okay. Makes sense? Awesome. All right. You can keep your eyes open, close your eyes, whatever makes you comfortable. All right. Just take a few deep breaths and let your body talk to you. You know, let your toes, your feet tell you about their day. Notice your lower legs, your calves and your shins, maybe your knees. What story are they telling today? And again, just releasing any urge your mind wants to use to tell the story. Instead, choosing to listen to what your body has to say. Feeling the energy as you slowly move up your legs into your hips. That's it, those hip sockets, the joints, the pelvis. Let your body talk to you. Let it show you what you're feeling and what's going on. This beautiful container that holds the space that is you. Just let it show you. That's it. Moving up your torso, noticing your reproductive organs, your digestive system. Just allowing your body to have a voice. Noticing your back, your chest, your ribs. Just noticing if your heart has something to say. Just for a moment, allow yourself to feel and hear your heartbeat as it's in rhythm with your body. Don't need to change the rhythm. Allow yourself to become aware of the rhythm. And notice as your body and your heart is pumping blood through your body. Allow yourself to begin to feel the energy that is being pumped through your body at the same time. Feeling the energy just around the outer edges of your body, down through your arms, your fingers, the palms of your hands, right down to the tips of your fingers. Bringing your awareness to the front of your shoulders, your sternum, just noticing what's going on, the back of your shoulders and your neck. Does your neck feel short and tight? Does it feel long and loose? Don't change it. Just let your body show you where it's at. Bringing your attention to your jaw. Is there any tension there? In your cheeks? In your eyes? Behind your eyes? In your temples? Noticing any sensations in your brain, in your head. And then allowing your soul to show you how the energy is running through your body right now. Just feeling the direction the energy is flowing. And allowing yourself to witness the magnificence that is you. Celebrating the vibration of your soul and your body by honoring who you are and who you choose to be. And as you're in this beautiful, calm, respectful place, it's allowing yourself to bring the awareness of your relationship with money into your space, into the space around you, and noticing how your body reacts when you're in a room with the vibration of money. Just watching money become a person and fill the room with their vibration, What happens to you? What happens to your energy? Do you feel like prey? Do you feel like a hunter? Do you feel like you're at a party where you want to be celebrating? Do you feel alone and isolated? Just letting your body speak to you in a way that creates awareness, resisting any urge to make sense of it. Just let the awareness come. Don't make sense. Don't need to figure it out. Don't need to justify it. Let yourself feel the depths of the sorrow, the sadness, the fear, the control, jealousy, the manipulation. Let yourself feel the hurt, the anger, and the resentment. Put each one of those reactions on. Wear them like a jumpsuit. You got to zip yourself into it. And let each one show you who you be in the world as a result. Let them show you how you treat other people as a result of your relationship with money. Let them show you how you treat yourself as a result of your relationship with money. Let them show you how much pain and suffering you've endured as a result of your relationship with money. Allowing yourself to feel the highs and the lows, the peaks and the valleys, the hopes and the dreams that you've had in your relationship with money, the disappointments, the shame, the guilt. Let yourself feel all of it, because this is the moment you are learning to love this relationship. Because every single moment of it, you've been learning. You came here to have one of the most incredible experiences of your entire existence. You are helping to lead the resurrection of humanity. The wisdom you carry about money is more valuable than money itself. Because in your relationship is the potential for greatness. And in this moment, a new relationship has just sparked. You are being introduced to money from a soul perspective, from the place and the perspective of your pure potential. Allowing your heart to accept into your space, your mental, your emotional, your physical, your spiritual, the vibration of this partnership. That money is your partner. And not only does he want you to succeed, he knows you're meant to succeed. All you have to do is ask. And it's allowing your soul to show you how to walk through that door, how to show up in your relationship with money in a way that allows you to succeed, allows you to thrive, and allows you to grow free of any anxieties, any lack of trust, any fear of misuse or mistruth. Allowing yourself for the very first time to recognize that the rules of this relationship are determined purely by you. No one else gets a say. You and money, you're creating your own future. Just let your soul show you now the potential of that future and what it could look like. Just let that energy come in. When you're ready, thanking your soul for the wisdom gained, for the lessons learned, thanking money for the experience and the wisdom that you've gained from the relationship you didn't even know you were in. And allowing your heart to open to the most glorious and fulfilling partnership you've ever experienced. It is so. Thank you for tuning in to the Authentic Human Podcast. I'm Michelle Vickers. If you're one of the select few who felt the depth and energy of universal wisdom in this episode, I invite you to join our private community, the Authentic Human Collective, where episodes are recorded live and the conversation and exploration go far beyond what the public is ready to hear. Find all the details at michellevickers.com.